When you find yourself in the middle of an affair, you see the worst sides of yourself.
Very much so.
Yeah, you lie easily, you justify your actions, and most of the time you don't really feel bad because it's so intoxicating.
Yeah, and you become a master justifier to yourself.
Right. But if you're really honest in those quiet moments when you are alone, you start to feel the guilt, a little bit of the shame creeps in, and you realize that you are in this downward lying spiral.
Yeah, I remember Saturdays, this is when we were in the affair, we were texting late night, and I remember you were in the high of it, right? And it was, this is so awesome, and you're justifying, and you got the guy smiley smile on that's just covering everything up until it's not. And there was this moment that I always have on the Saturday after I had said goodnight, and then reality kind of set in. I'm like, oh man. And I knew that this part of myself that kept lying was just kind of BS, but I couldn't get out of this spiral.
Yeah, it was just going down and down. And this is what we call the first part of our relationship evolution method, which is called the collapse.
The collapse. Yeah.
Everything is falling apart. You're trying to keep it all together. You tell one lie to cover up another lie, to cover up another lie, and you just don't know how to get out of it.
The self-delusion, the justification, everything is at its peak here, and it's just...
Yeah, and it's
not serving you anymore. It's completely going to fall down. It's Humpty Dumpty is about ready to fall off the wall.
Yeah, you have this God complex, right? That... oh, I know what I'm doing, and this
is for the better. We're saving people by lying. I mean, there's all sorts of delusion that is going on, and I just remember being in it, and you can't really convince that side of yourself that you're wrong.
Yeah, well, and when you're doing that, you feel really frustrated, you feel resentful, you feel victimized. And you dig in your heels more because you're like, I can't get out of this, and I don't know what to do.
It's a mess. It's a complete mess, and that's where we want to get out. And so what we've done today is we've come up with some steps that really helped us, and they're principle-based steps that I know will help you if you apply them, even though they're not the easiest at the moment.
Not at all. So let's start with the steps. Step number 1 is recognizing the angel and the devil, or what we would call the higher self and the ego that's talking to you.
Yeah. This is actually what I call the liar's paradox, because when you're in that moment, the ego side does not know that it's bullshitting. It literally is like, nope. This is right. This is good.
I'm protecting people.
I'm protecting, just like we just talked about.
The justification.
But then it's juxtaposed with the higher self side of yourself. It's like, time out. The red flag is being pulled. Everything is, there's fireworks going off internally, and there's this war. So there's this paradox. Part of you is like, nope, I'm good. The other part is like, no, you are not.
Right.
So we got to recognize that before we can get on to step number 2, which is
comparing your older not lying self to the current lying self.
Aha. So what you're saying is that there is a side of ourself pre-affair, right? That is a different version than what we find ourselves when we're in an affair or even after, right? And so when we look back and we can compare that and say, oh, wow, I remember that side of myself that was in integrity, right? That really was not in self-delusion. It's the opposite of everything that we just described. And if you can see that side of yourself, that the value here is that you know that it still exists. It's still there, even though it's being covered up in sorts.
Yes.
So with that said, step number 3.
Step number 3 is to ask the universe to shoot it to you straight.
Ooh.
So to really clarify if what you're doing is good or honest or right. Really get real with yourself.
Now, that might sound funny. You're like, hey, universe, am I wrong in my self-delusion? That's not what we're talking about. But if you're in a situation where you find yourself trapped, what we forget is that we always have a messenger, i.e. the universe, God, whatever, that we can connect with at any given time that is our beacon of truth. right? So we can be in all the self-delusion that we want, but like you're saying, like, hey, universe, shoot it to me straight.
Yeah.
Like, what do I need to do?
Well, that takes even like going out away from any kind of outside influence, maybe going into nature and really like feeling into like what the universe wants you to do. Universe, God, higher power, whatever you believe in.
Yeah.
Which leads us to step number 4, because when the universe tells you yes or no, like
educate you.
Yeah, educate you. You have to take action on that.
Yeah.
So that means, do you end things with in the affair? Do you end things with your partner or your spouse? Do you look into alternative relationships or options?
Yeah. What do you have to do with the information that you've been given? One thing, the universe, if you want to piss the universe off, here's what you do. You ask for a download, you're like, that's nice. Well, I'm going to keep doing the same damn thing, right? That's how you piss the universe off. And so don't do that, right?
Yeah,
which is a very nice segue into step number 5, which is?
Staying true to you and universal truths.
So this one's a little interesting because there's 2 things here. Staying true to yourself, right? You have your personal truths. You know what you need. You understand what is going to make you happy. You understand what's ultimately going to make other people happy because you're happy, right? But that's also juxtaposed with universal truths, such as honesty, integrity, compassion, communication with those who are affected, right? All of that, it needs to be brought together. There's kind of like a mixing between those 2 things. Mm-hmm. So let's say you have, say for example, like you have this universal truth, like, well, I gotta leave my partner, and I know it, right? But now that's your truth. But then you got the universal truth that you have to be truthful and honest with your partner that you're going to be breaking up with. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's the blending of your personal truths with these universal truths, and that marriage there is, no pun intended, is huge. Yeah. And if one of those 2 things are left out, it can lead to disaster, and it just keeps breeding more of the same.
Right. And you may be listening to these steps and thinking, well, that's easy for you to say. And you're right, it is easy for us to say because we didn't exactly follow our steps either.
You mean me?
Yeah.
Well, I mean we, but we're thinking of a particular story here where, she was in the affair. You had already come clean, right?
Yeah.
You had been found out, and she was advocating that I come clean.
Yeah. Only because on my side, it was my spouse had mentioned, I wish you had just told me instead of me finding out. And so for you, I was really coming and saying it would just be better if you were the one to say something. Yeah. It's just so that she doesn't find out.
So what I was feeling, guys, and I want to kind of compare this to the 5 steps that we just shared, like step number 4, take action. In my soul, I would always ask, like, hey, what is the right thing? And I knew deep down that I probably should come clean. I knew that at a soul level. My higher self had made that abundantly clear. But my ego, like that, the angel and devil, step number 1, was too thick. And I was in too much fear. I didn't want to hurt that God complex.
In like justification.
Yeah, justification and I'm helping people and
I'm doing this the right way.
But I share this example because if I would have gone through those steps the way that we just described, I feel like our life would have been a lot easier. I feel like the healing path that we're still on would have been a lot more smooth. I mean, not easy. Like pie in the sky. We're not saying that, but there's certain things as far as like rebuilding trust and like self-integrity, not to mention for me. Yeah. That would have helped my healing process faster because I would have stepped into that element of, hey, universe, you gave me an answer and I didn't follow through. Yeah. That's a breach of my own self-integrity right there. Right? So anyway, be prepared it's not easy.
Yeah, it's not easy, and just be prepared to take the heat. Like this isn't going to be easy. It's going to be hard, and there's going to be hurt either way. But I think that getting out of that life spiral and being honest is going to be the best path to less pain.
Well, it's the only true path, and the other paths are self-perpetuating. You keep on getting more of the same. The only way out
is through.
So with that, my friends, we just threw a lot at them.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, but you're welcome at the same time. We have a little offering for them, don't we?
Yeah, so right now we're offering a 30-minute debrief phone call. So what that is you get to call and talk to two people that have likely been in your same shoes, with an affair, with cheating, with maybe having it being found out. We want to be able to offer support to you and really offer our first healing step that would have been monumental if we had known this going through our journey.
Yeah, it's a very safe space where you can come and be authentically heard and have a compassionate heart, really hear what your situation is. We know you probably likely have not experienced that even in traditional clinical settings with coaches, therapists, etc. This is a safe space where it is a new, fresh way to actually express what you're feeling. And by the way, I forgot to say, with all of these steps, we would invite you to take this path, to engage in these steps. It's time to warrior up. This is not easy work. This is not meant for the faint of heart, and we don't propose that. That said, we hope to see you on that phone call and get to know you a little bit.
And subscribe to get more of our videos and share this with somebody who may need it.
Exactly. So with that said, thanks for watching, and we will see you on the next controversial video.
Bye.
Take care.